and very happy to be back with you on your broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show because I know that we had a fantastic few conversations, if I remember correctly, as well as we're going to have, I truly believe, another fantastic conversation because we talk about all kinds of things. But today, we're going to talk about creating the life that you desire. So do me a favor. What does that mean to you, creating the life that you desire?
Uh, for me personally, it means the life that I perhaps have been dreaming about, the life that I want to live rather than anything else, and taking, once again, um, as I personally subscribe to and I promote to all my audiences and clients, taking that not so good stuff. It's oftentimes more important than the successes, than the joys, taking that sorrow, taking that crap, if you will, and letting it work for you rather than anything less. So in my own personal life, it's um, my relationships, to be loving and happy, especially the relationship with myself. Um, I would have to say that is the number one, absolutely the number one for the life I want, the life I desire, is to have a loving, a caring, a personal, a respectful, an esteeming and appreciating relationship with me, Rhonda. Because when we do that, it's not just me. When we do that and we can look in our mirror and say, yeah, I like you, me, the everything else falls into place, not just relationships, not just romantic relationships, business relationships, relationships with our children, with our colleagues, with our loved ones, with our friends, relationships within our community, and of course, expanding globally.
Fantastic answer because that had me in a reflective mood because I remember what I had to do to achieve happiness. And then I guess my follow up to that would be then what are some of the obstacles that people face when looking to achieve happiness within themselves and hopefully in the world as well?
And I think a major obstacle to rain is that we depend on what others think of us. And when we look in the mirror, then that is could be distracting. If we're letting the fact that others think, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, or we should be doing that, or you should have done this, or you should have done that, is for me personally, it's very distracting. And I think for a majority of our audience, it's very distracting to go with and to, I'll use the word, care about what others think of you. The real thing is, what do you think of yourself? So when I look in the mirror, that's what I say. Okay, what do you think of yourself, Rhonda? Okay, and believe me, I'm not immune to any of the foibles and the adversities and the crap that goes on, whether it's now globally in the world or it's the opinions from everybody. Everybody's putting in their 2 cents about what's happening in the world. That's very distracting when you're trying to go within and understand who you are and be the best version of yourself. So that's a major obstacle. Letting others determine what you think of you because of what they think of you. Major, major deterrent.
Do you think that could be then because the person who is living a life based off of how other people view them, is it because maybe they don't understand how to view themselves?
I think largely that would be a correct statement. Or they are fearful of viewing themselves in a different way. They're fearful of appreciating who they really are, regardless of whatever situation, circumstance, or event is in their life now or their past circumstances, events. I mean, when you think of it, where are we? You've heard this before. This is all we have. We have this moment. We decided to join each other in another conversation to have this moment, okay, which will determine the next moment and tomorrow and the next 12 months, individually as well as together. So I think it's really important to not get that stuck in that stuff that's happened in the past that maybe you didn't care for it, that not so good stuff. Things didn't turn out the way you'd like to. No, life just, it happened. And I didn't think I was affecting it the way I would like to affect it. And hence, I got less than I wanted. So, and the other important thing with the question you just asked me is that we have the power to determine how good or how not so good our present moment will be and our life will be. And it's always evolving. There's no accidents about that. It's always, always, always evolving into our highest and best self. And sometimes we have to go through some life lessons, which we all call forward. That not so good stuff we all call forward. And I know that many in the audience will look at me and say, "What do you mean? How could I call forward this divorce? How could I call forward some financial ruin?" Well, we do, because it's the subconscious mind, which is 95% of what's going on with us, is calling it forward because the subconscious mind is saying, um, you're not really going down the right path. You need to learn a lesson or two, but it's beautiful in that way because we can determine what we want to do and how the path will shift. Where's the fork? Okay. When there's a fork in the road coming up, we have that choice. That's a beautiful privilege to have a choice which way we are going to go. And I tell you, Terrain, there are no accidents, happenstance, or um, coincidence, and there are no failures. The purpose of us failing, of us falling, is so we can get up and realize that inner strength within us, that authentic power within us, to get up, to rise, to pivot, to do something different. I'm an excellent pivoter because I've had all those moments of the failure, the falling, life is not turning out the way it is supposed to be for me. When in actuality it is. It's turning out exactly the way it's supposed to be so that we can make some adjustments and continue on our journey to be the best version of ourselves.
And I find, Rhonda, to your point, that there's so many people who struggle with that, and they struggle in the way that they don't want to accept accountability and responsibility of the actions that they commit and the actions that they don't commit. So I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
Someone shared with me that they would say, Terrain, I attract nothing but men who don't have any use. Sorry, not attract. All the men I've dated, they don't have any use. They're bad men, they're narcissists, which is everyone's favorite word these days.
Mhm.
They're emotionally unavailable. They're all these things. And then I turned around, I was like, okay, you know what? It's unfortunate that you're going through that. But what is your role in it? Like, oh, nothing. I don't do anything. I was like, well, you're attracting these type of men because someone enters into a healthy relationship, someone gets married every single day. Why aren't you one of those people? What is it that you're doing or not doing that these other people are doing or not doing? And sometimes people take offense to that question when you put it back onto them and you question
Mhm.
their activity in the outcome of their lives. So my question to you then, Rhonda, is why are there some people who struggle accepting that they are an active participant in the way their life is turning out, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent?
Because they're fearful, and it's easier to be a victim than a victor. It's than a heroine or hero. Okay, it's easier. It's not it's not the best version of you to continue to be a victim. And you bring up so many interesting points here because attract and manifest. We're going to go back to what we started this show with. What we think of ourselves. Do we love ourselves? Do we like ourselves? Do we respect ourselves? Do we esteem ourselves? Do we appreciate ourselves? If we do, That's what we will attract. That's what we will manifest. And that's what we will receive. So it all comes back to that responsibility. It all comes back to the me. Honest, honest engine. I've been there, done that, and it's the same answer. We will continue to go in this pattern of attracting and receiving. Receiving is a powerful word we'll talk about in a bit. What we don't want, if we are the mirror